Hello, we're joined today by Granny. She is 80 years old and she has a lot of insight into the current presidential campaigns. She's been voting for over 40 years. And hello, Granny.
Hello.
So tell us a little bit about your thoughts about Super Tuesday and the voting process. And
Super Tuesday to me is, this year is too long. I prefer the original method we had. In June, we went to choose delegates. And my reason is because you have too long to think about it, and all the ugly things and all the
that are said from the beginning
right.
to when you actually go to vote. And
Right.
then you might change your mind because you're confused, you don't know what's true, what's not true.
Not necessarily that. You're tuned out. I mean, oh heck, why should I even go? I don't even want to vote. It's been on too long. They've exposed too much in that length of time. This has been going on over a year.
Right.
That's too long.
That's a long time.
It is. People get tired of it by then.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on Hillary Clinton and Obama and Edwards? You can speak on the Clintons first.
Well, I think that to vote for Hillary is a vote for the same old thing, because she's married to Bill, and some of the things that he's done, it's just a continued...
When he was in office,
right.
You didn't agree with?
No. Well, for instance, our economy is in a mess. Of course, Bush had a lot to do with it, but people will forget that Bill Clinton was the one that got NAFTA. That's where all our jobs were outsourced.
Okay.
And that's one thing I have against it.
So you think that he'll have a lot of influence
On her.
if she is the president?
Right.
Okay.
Obama, he's good. He has a lot of good ideas, but I hate this fighting about the race thing.
Right.
I just wish that would just go away, but it's not.
Sure.
So that leaves,
and Edwards also is offering some change.
Right. In fact, if Hillary was to get the nomination, I think a lot of people would not vote for her. They would vote Republican or either not vote at all.
Wow.
Like me.
Really? Okay.
I would vote.
Okay.
Not for Hillary.
And what about voting early? If maybe some people, it's good that they can vote before, like you said, they change their mind, or they're not interested.
I think that's a better. You caught the people's
There's
attention.
some good things about it, and there's some bad things about it.
Right. You've caught their attention. If say for instance, if we were having a general election now, the attention that has been given to it in the span that we have, I think it's really good for you get better results.
Right. Because every day something's happening.
Right. Between now and November, I think that's a long time to be battling.
It is. It's a really long time.
Yeah, you'll be divorced by then.
And what about your experience with going to the polls? Can you tell us what
Well,
that was like for you?
I started with my grandmother. We would go to the polls with her. We would walk to the polls because we lived in the country.
So you weren't old enough to vote, but
No.
you would walk with your grandmother.
Yeah, she was a big influence on me in politics. She always...
Stress the importance of voting.
Well, I think she was influenced by Earl Warren. His father sold us the property that we have right now in Bakersfield, Kern County. And she worked for him, and he influenced her, encouraged her to go vote.
Okay.
And I wasn't even in school, and I remember skipping along behind her, we would walk. There was someplace to go, to the polls, and we would vote on just a water district.
Wow. So everything was important.
All.
Not just the presidential votes.
No, we voted for
Everything.
everything.
Very good.
For the dog catcher.
Okay, and so today you have one of your quilts
Oh, yes.
So we wanted to show that. And how many quilts have you, how long have you been quilting?
Well, here we go back to when I was a little girl again. My grandmother used to quilt. Well, then, the reason we had quilts because we couldn't go to the store and buy a blanket.
So you made your own?
So we made quilts. And when I was in school, when I come home from school, we had to cut pieces before we can go play. Anyway, it was a must. And then after I got so grown,
You just did it because you wanted to?
No,
Oh.
I stopped doing it.
Oh.
And then when my kids came along, I saw the importance of having a quilt, and I started back. I didn't forget what I had learned. In fact, my aunt, she quilted, and she was the one that encouraged me to get back into quilting. And that's how
Well, they're beautiful quilts.
Oh,
and
thank
we'll
you.
have to speak more with Granny and her quilting, definitely. But I'm going to always show a quilt in most of the videos because they're just beautiful.
This is a
And
crazy,
you make them by hand.
right, no sewing machine.
No sewing machine.
Because that's the way grandmother,
That's the way they used to do it.
right.
It's
This is
beautiful.
a crazy quilt. And the reason they call it crazy is because it's not uniform or anything. The pieces are cut, oblong, triangle.
Just all different.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Granny. I appreciate you
Thank
speaking
you.
today about the
Well,
presidential campaign.
Well, thank you. I
And
thought
we
you did a
just-
good job.
Thank you. We encourage everyone to go out and vote.
Oh, yes.